Hey everybody! Sorry it's a little dark. I'm wondering if I can get a little bit more light on the situation. Is this working? I hope it is. Hello everyone. Welcome. Welcome to another 20-minute AMA. Trying to figure out how to get shed a little bit more light on the situation here. But hopefully this works for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit me up in the chat. Turn on. Hello everybody. Hello. It's good to see you. Hold on, I'm trying to turn on a light. Oh, that helps a little. Can I angle it? Oh, that's like a little harsh, isn't it? That's helpful. I apologize for my appearance. I haven't showered yet today. Haven't shaved in a couple days. Sorry about that. But anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to give a minute for people to roll in. Make sure to say hello in the chat, which I think is over here for you, I hope. Let's give a few shout outs. Hello, Phantom. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Beauty Kate. Hello, Super Football Soccer. That's what we call it in the U.S. Macy. Hello, Nisi. Emily. Savannah, Tennessee. What up? Ezra, Maddie, Blessing Heart. How you doing? Good to see you all. Hello again, Noah. It's always great to see you. Audrey, my girl. How you doing? Brian, Angel. So great to see you all. I'm so happy you're here. All right. So before we get things started with the AMA, there's a couple housekeeping things that I want to sort of address and take care of. The first one being, at some point, there's a good chance we're going to get something delivered here to the house, and so I may have to run downstairs real quick for 5 minutes right in the middle of this. I'll come back up, so don't worry about it. Maybe I'll leave buckets in the seat if he'll stay. Anyway. The other thing that I wanted to address is, if you all haven't seen it yet, which many of you have, but I just uploaded a video to my YouTube channel, to this channel, called Stepping Away from YouTube, and sort of just talking about a little bit my journey over the last 2.5 years since I made the decision to go full-time with this YouTube speaking ministry, and trying to make this both a ministry and a career or a job. It is a way that I serve God and spread his word, and it's also the way that I provide for my family, and how that has been a bit of a struggle over the last 2.5 years, in both ways, really. The ministry is always, there's always going to be hardships, there's always going to be difficulties, but also in obviously providing for my family and finding ways to monetize this and be able to make money in a way that I believe is still God honoring, not taking shortcuts and things like that, but in a way that is still God honoring, but finding ways to provide for my family in it. And there's the doorbell. I will be right back. 2 minutes. I'm coming! I'm coming! All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry. I'm back. Just had to do that delivery. Where was I? I don't even remember. Okay, what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the video. So just it sort of chronicles the struggles over the last, over the last 2.5 years of figuring out how this ministry can also be a career, how it can make money to provide for my family, as well as glorify God. And I encourage you to watch the video. And really, the whole point of it was less to talk about me and more to encourage all of you and encourage myself to support the creators that you love and that you believe in. And so if there's a creator out there, whether it's me or whether it's someone else, and they have something like a Patreon page, or if they do live streams where there's a super chat option, like there is today for us, or if they have a donate button on their website or through their podcast or whatever, however it is that they help fund their ministry and help fund their platform, I highly, highly recommend that you get behind them. Even $1 a month goes such a long way for people and creators like myself. It helps us do the things that we want to do. Yes, Miranda, thank you so much. Miranda just did a super chat. And that sort of leads me into an opportunity that you all have today to help support this channel, and that is through the super chat feature, like Miranda just did. There is down below, the chat section. So right under where it says say something, literally just under the word say, there's this little money icon. And what you can do is you can go there and you can give, Miranda just gave $5, Miranda Creel. And that seriously, that goes so far, and it helps so much. And so if you're able to do that today, that helps me to see your comment and see your question. But also really, it's just a thank you for the work that I or another creator does. And so Miranda, I thank you for getting the ball rolling with that. And to sort of finish out what I was saying, these funds that you all are able to give to help support, I really do view them as similar to what a church might give to a missionary. Because, my videos are viewed by 15,000 people a day in over 200 countries. 200 countries. The gospel is being preached. I really do consider this mission work, what I do on this channel. And so if that's something that you believe in, if that is a mission of the Great Commission, if that is something that you can get behind, then I highly recommend, getting behind people and supporting them, whether it's me or not. Again, this is not me selfishly asking for money for my own channel. Not at all. Not at all. If it's not me, it doesn't matter. But if you go to other creators that you really believe in, support them because they need your help. We all need to partner together as the church with a big C, a capital C. We need to partner together in bringing the gospels to all the nations. My good friend, Chris Schwar. Chris, you the bomb. Chris just gave a nice $2 super chat. And again, that goes such a long way. And so the super chat is available, like Miranda, like Chris. Take that as you see fit. Every dollar helps. And so the super chat is available today. It's also going to help me see your question once we get started asking questions, as sometimes the chat can get moving a little bit quicker than you might think. So with all of that, I highly encourage you to go and watch the video. So yes, someone just said, Lysone just said that the super chat is not available in their area, and that is true. Super chat is not available in every country or in every area, and that is totally okay. I thank you the same. I thank you the same. Jonathan, oh my gosh, all I had from my pocket money. Thank you so much, Jonathan Samuel Roy. That's unbelievable. Thank you. Audrey, thank you. Oh, $2 from Audrey. Thank you so much. Seriously. And I know a lot of you, you're in places where you're not able to send money, and that is totally fine. I don't want to at all downplay the amazing support that happens from ways that are not monetary at all. whether that's sharing a video with a friend, whether that's just liking a video and commenting on it, or there's a lot of people who comment on my videos with prayer requests or questions, and I'm just not able to take the time to read or respond to every single one. And so many of you, you hop in and you respond to people and you encourage them and you pray for them. That is another amazing way to support. And so I'm reading a lot of you saying, I really wish that I could, but I'm not able to right now. I'm too young, I'm this, I'm that. And that's totally fine. That is totally fine. Really, this is a request for those who are in a place where they're able, where they maybe have a little extra money, or like Jonathan, have side money or pocket cash or pocket change that they're able to give. And so for all of you who are watching this now, you are sort of an inner circle of this community, and I love you very much. And I'm so grateful for you. However it is you choose to support this ministry, thank you for doing that. I do. So someone just, Beauty Kate just said, I have a question. How can I support you out of this video? So if you're not able to do the super chat, a great way to support me, and it's actually in the description of this video right now, is through my Patreon page. Patreon is a platform that allows you to sort of set a monthly recurring donation to a creator like me. And it's as low as $1 a month. For $12 a year, you can help this ministry continue to grow and continue to go. And you can go up to $5 or $10. There are people who do $50 a month and even beyond that. And wherever or however you're able to do it, you can do it through the Patreon page. Menno, Van Dyke, I don't know. Menno, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. You keep being awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the Patreon page is a great way to do that. And there's a lot of amazing creators that have a Patreon page. And I highly recommend even just for $1 a month. And there's also, blog posts and other things that I only post to my Patreon page, that I only post to that community. MVP Majestic Production. Yes, 20. Oh, 20. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. I so appreciate it, you guys. Yeah, so the Patreon page is another way that if you're not able to do the super chat, that's a great way for you to dive in and support in a monetary way as well. But again, there are so many other ways to support the channel that have nothing to do with money. And I appreciate those of you who are doing so, however it might be. Love you too, MVP. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, maybe we get into a few questions now. Yeah, I think we shall. Amazing. Here we go. Cody, thank you for the $2. Cody Sorensen, thank you. Big shout out to Cody. Much love. You're the best. All right, let's see. I'm going to get into some questions now. All right, here we go. Do I know when Julia asked, do you know when the Keep Being Awesome sweatshirts are coming in? So the Keep Being Awesome sweatshirts are still available for pre-order. And at the end of this week, actually, I'm going to take all those pre-orders and I'm going to put them in. Then it usually takes about a week to get to me, and then I need to send them out to you. So I would imagine it's still anywhere between, 10 to 15 days before you would get them. I thank you, all of you who have pre-ordered them. They are available if you would like on my website, johnjorgensen.com. They're in the shop. So yeah, those will be in a couple weeks. Jeremiah Garcia asks, have you ever heard of the Bible Project? I have. I love the Bible Project. I love what Tim and John are doing. They do incredible work. And I often look at their videos and as a source of inspiration, as a source of wisdom, as just a source of, hey, what are other people on YouTube saying about this topic? And so I hang out on their channel quite a bit. Franny asks, have you ever heard of Cru? Yes, I have heard of Cru. And I haven't necessarily gotten connected with them in a way where I'm able to partner with them, but that is an organization I would love to partner with. And so, Franny, if you have any connection there, perhaps we could get connected and I could speak at some Cru events because I would love that. Tina Ye asks, when are you collabing with that Christian vlogger again? LOL, y'all are great. I'm planning a trip out to go see him actually at some point, and hopefully we'll get together and do some sort of collab. I'm very excited about it. Justin is a close personal friend and has always been just a huge supporter of everything that I do, and I've tried my best to be a supporter of him as much as he's a supporter of me, but he's so great that I often come up way short way short. Edwin asks, can you make Spanish videos? You know what? I definitely have looked into it. And again, that is just something to where that takes either a ton of time for me, time that I don't necessarily have right now for many, many reasons, or it would take funds to be able to pay someone to translate all of my videos into Spanish. And that is something I would love to do. I would love to be able to translate all of my videos into every language that I can. However, I'm just not quite able to do that right now. But that is something that I do want to add on at some point. Okay, Nicole has asked this question time and time again, and so I do want to get to it. She says, do you believe in Jesus Christ's second coming? What I would love to actually do, rather than just give like an off-the-cuff answer, what I would love to do, Nicole, is I would love to promise you that I will be making a video on that. I do promise you that. I will be making a video on that soon so that I can really sit down, because I know I have my opinion and I have my thoughts, but to be totally honest and transparent with you all, it's not something that I have really done an objective dive into scripture on in terms of that specific topic. And so, Nicole, I don't want you to think I'm dodging your question at all. I'm making a promise to you today. I will make a video on it, and it will be dedicated to you. Thank you for your question. Let's see. Avina Cook asks, are you an Aquarius? No, I am not. I believe that my sign is Cancer. Born July 5th, so I think that's what my sign would be. Tania asks, where do you get spiritual guidance from? Well, other than, probably what would be considered some of the obvious answers, I get spiritual guidance from scripture. I get spiritual guidance through prayer. I get spiritual guidance, hopefully by the Holy Spirit speaking wisdom into my life. But I also receive it through wise mentors and friends in my life, whether that be through my parents or my mother and father-in-law, who are incredible. MVP, thank you again for the super chat. Just keeps rocking it out. Thank you so much. And so I get that from my parents, my mother and father-in-law. I get it from Sweet Bear. She's someone who I constantly go to for advice or just thoughts or guidance. And then I have my pastors, Jarrett and Jeannie Stevens at Soul City Church. I feel totally, the amazing thing about that is I feel totally comfortable going to my pastors and asking them for guidance or asking them to weigh in on things. Jarrett and I have a meeting in a couple weeks where I'm going to bounce some things off of him and get some wisdom from him. And then my friend Dave, who many of you know, who I work for part-time, doing some video editing. He is amazing at, he's an incredibly wise man. He's an incredibly practical man, an incredibly godly man, which I often, because I'm very passionate and creative, I get very emotional about things. And Dave kind of brings things down into bite-sized chunks for me. And so I'm very blessed to have just a community of people who continue to speak wisdom and truth into my life. And I'm very grateful for that. What else do we have? Hunter asks, what is a good book in the Bible for me and my girlfriend to study? That's a great question. I always recommend to start somewhere in the Gospels. That is the hinge on which all of Scripture swings. And so I always recommend people to start in the Gospels, especially if it's their first time sort of studying together with something, that, starting in the Gospel of Matthew and starting with a foundation of the story of Jesus and the gospel message, I think is a huge way to sort of set yourself up for success in the future. So I'd perhaps start with Matthew, or I think John is a great place to start as well for obvious reasons. Not that I wrote the book of John. Don't get that twisted. Don't get that twisted. What else do we got in the chat room? Yeah. Rebecca Erickson asked, would you consider being a youth pastor? And, it's something I've thought about a lot. It's something where I have had potential opportunities that could turn into that. And right now, for many reasons, it's just not necessarily where I feel called. One of those reasons, I'll tell you, is because this past Easter, for example, I either wrote, performed, or did voiceover, or I contributed in hopefully a meaningful way to 3 different churches' Easter services. That is not something that I would be able to do if I worked within a church. I would not be able to do that. I would be so focused on my church's Easter Sunday. But because of what I get to do now, I have this amazing, amazing privilege to potentially bless 3 different congregations on an Easter Sunday. Plus, I can make a video for my channel and bless hundreds of thousands more, or even millions more potentially. And so that's something I'm very excited about. And that is an avenue, as I talked about earlier, that I want to continue to pursue as both a career and a ministry. But who knows, maybe someday I will, and I will be working in a church. And I mean, I absolutely love working with students. I have a background working with students. And so perhaps one day that is what will happen. What else do we have? I don't know why I sing a song every time in between. I'm gonna go a little over the 20 minutes just because I know I talked a lot at the beginning, and that's so annoying. I don't know why. What else? Susan says, did you go to a seminary? If yes, which one? No, I did not go to seminary. However, that is another major decision that I'm turning over in my head is it time to go to seminary? When is it time to go to seminary? How am I going to pay for seminary? Because grad school is not cheap. And one thing I just do not want to hear anymore is, oh, you want to go into study to learn theology or to learn how to serve God better? God's going to find a way for you to pay for it. It's like, God's not writing me a check for $30,000. Like, I know that happens sometimes, but like, very practically, you need to figure out how to pay for school. And yes, I have faith that if it is God's will, he's going to make it happen. But I get so annoyed when people use it as like a Band-Aid, or almost as like an attack of like, oh, you think you want to go to seminary, but you don't have enough faith to believe that God is going to make it happen financially. It's just like, yes, I believe that God is going to make it happen. But I just don't want to hear like, just have faith and God's going to show up at your doorstep with a giant check, because that's not true. Like, it's just not going to happen. But yes, sorry, that's like a little rant. But I do feel called perhaps to just deepen my understanding of God's word. And I think seminary would be a great tool to do that. And so I'm looking into it. We got some questions. Caden. Hi, Caden. I love you. I saw Alice. I didn't get to see you after, but you were so great. So great. So funny. Caden asks, my family has become fragmented in regards to church. The half of us that do go to different churches. Can you speak into how to help that? Caden, that's huge. Like that's a really difficult situation and a really difficult question. I want to be sensitive and I want to say something wise here. And so forgive me if I take a moment to really think about it and process it. But I think the first and foremost, is to remember that even though you may go to different churches, and even though there are some of you who do not go to church, you are still a part of the church with a capital C. You are still part of the family of God together. You are part of your physical family, and you are also part of a spiritual family together. And that is huge. There is a unity there that cannot be torn apart. No matter how many Sundays you go without going to the same church, there is a unity there that will not be torn apart. And so I want that to sort of give you hope today, I hope. And then I think the other side of it comes through patience, through prayer, and through perseverance. We'll start with patience. Patience in just knowing that God does have a plan, and that God is, even though it's difficult. And I know I just said it's annoying when people say God has a plan. And so I want to tell you that I understand it's so difficult in the moment, right? It's so frustrating in the moment. It hurts in the moment. But remembering that on the other side of that, yes, God does have a plan for it. And God is working already in it to bring about his redemptive will. And believing in that, and being willing to wait on that. And then secondly, talking about prayer. Well, let's go perseverance first. Perseverance to, in the day by day, going and choosing, even when you're frustrated with a sibling or, a parent or whoever it might be, to persevere and love that person in that moment. even when you disagree, even when they do something that hurts you. Choose, I'm going to love them. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to persevere. And then prayer every day, committing it to prayer, asking God to unite your family in that way again. And just knowing that God is the only one who's going to be able to do that. And because we love our family so much, we want so badly to control that situation. We want so badly to just wave a magic wand and make it better. But knowing and remembering that God is ultimately in control. And so we have to put that at his feet. And so, no, I'm definitely going to be praying for you, Caden. I love you, and I hope I can see you at some point this summer. Noah said, I just started supporting you on Patreon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Noah. You're the best. You've been a faithful subscriber for so long. And Noah is actually very talented himself. So you all should check out Noah. Oh, let's see. Maybe one more question. And then I'll have to move on because that I have to deal with that delivery we got earlier, which was super random. Let's see. What else do we have? David with the super chat. Thank you, David Creedon. Thank you so much. All right, Matt Giddens asks, what will you one day tell your children about relationships? And I'm thinking, Matt, you might be referring to dating relationships. I'm just assuming here. But, I have my opinion on dating and the purpose of dating and the reason for dating. And I am also watching, Matt said yes, so he is talking about that. Great. So I have my opinions on dating and on the purpose of dating. And we live in a world that, for many reasons, is moving what seems like farther and farther away from what I believe dating should be for, which is as a preparation, as a decision that you make to intentionally move towards marriage with someone. Now, we live in a culture where dating is becoming more and more casual and just a way to sort of get to know people. And sort of the definition is changing, I suppose. For me, though, I don't really care what label is on it. I am more about communicating where you are at and what your intentions are in the given moment of the relationship. I know it sounds crazy to a lot of people, but I'm a real big believer in sitting down and having an open discussion about where are you at with this relationship. This is something Sweet Bear and I did very early on in our relationship, and we dated for over 6 years before we got engaged. And so we did this many, many times where we sat down and she would say, I'm all in. I'm ready for marriage. And I would have to look back at her and say, I don't know if I'm quite there yet. And so to be responsible about where you're at emotionally and where you're at mentally, and then make the decision and have the discipline to allow where you are at physically and the words you use with one another and the time you spend with one another to back that up. Because you can say, I'm not ready for a real commitment yet. And then you can spend every minute together. You can start having sex. You can, all of these things. And all of your actions and all of your words are communicating to that person, I am ready for a full commitment. And yet you're saying that you're not. And so something I will definitely, and Sweet Bear and I agree on this, I believe, we will try and impress on our children when it comes to romantic relationships. We will try and impress on our children that you need to over-communicate with whoever you are interested in romantically, and two, that your actions need to back up your convictions and your words need to back up your convictions. And that is something we will try our best to, impress in our children. And then, if God blesses us with children, I hope he does someday. And then it's up to them, and then it's just praying for them, I think. But yeah, so thank you all for showing up for this, what turned into about a half an hour AMA. I am so grateful again for you all. I'm going to keep doing a lot more of these, and I hope you all will show up. Yeah, that's really it. I'm going to go deal with this delivery, and I hope to hear from you all. Again, if you want to support the Patreon page, that really means a lot. Thank you, Mary, for watching. Thank you, Rebecca, for watching. Thank you, Hannah, for watching. Love you too. Love from South Africa. That means so much. Thank you, Bodin. Matt, thank you for your question. Kristen, thank you for your question. Jordy, I appreciate it. Menno, thank you for your super chat. Princess Didi Bubblegum, good to see you again. Amanda, great to see you. Noah, thank you for becoming a Patreon supporter. Oh, thank you all so much. I truly do love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll be back for another live stream probably tomorrow. Love you all. Keep being awesome.